Ready?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna let them in.
Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning. I'm so used to like the countdown. So I was just like waiting for the countdown to go through. I'm like, oh, that's right. We don't do the countdown and coach. I'm gonna have to create a countdown. I'm gonna have to do something for coaching.
Good
Well,
morning.
good morning, everybody. Good morning. What's that, Julie?
Good morning.
Good morning to you. What up, Jill? Mildred is in the house. What up, Christian? Good morning to you, Ramen and Heather. Man, Jake's here. All Jake is here. I just get excited when I see Jake. I did a podcast with him yesterday, and he asked me some questions. All that he's like, I didn't know that about you. I didn't know that. I was like, I haven't said that story in a very long time. But if you guys do referral, mate, if you guys are looking referrals, you need to go talk to that. Jake, just put your link in the site. I mean, instead of talking to you, just they can talk to you. It's not like he's a bad guy, but put your link in there for referral mate on there to get that into. Karen's here. But yeah, if you guys need referrals, he's got freaking like 10,000 and connecting with some. That's how we get a lot of our businesses through his site. So check that out. What's up, John Root? John Root's in the house. John's working on innovation. All I think he's got like $2 million deal he's trying to work on right now. Shout out to John Root over there, brother in Virginia. So good morning to you, man. Christian, good morning to you. Chelsea, Stacy, Karen, Megan, Amanda, Caleb. Put it in the chat. Put in the chat where you're located. We're gonna have people coming in and coming out. I think we end up having 43 people register for today's class. So they're gonna be coming in, they're gonna be coming out, they're gonna be, I don't know what people are gonna be doing, but they usually ask me this question. Is this gonna be recorded, Brock? Could you record this? Can I get this? Yes, yes, I'll record it. Okay, you gotta go to my YouTube page. So Grace or Jay, we'll put it on my YouTube page. So put my YouTube page in there. Click to subscribe also, and that way you don't miss anything that we do because we try to post everything. We also now have an events page. So Jay, if you could put also that the events page, we call it Where's Brock, kind of like Where's Waldo. We do Where's Brock, and so you can see what I'm doing, what we got going on here. So Megan is here. I've done some innovations with Megan. I got two Megans in here. All Megans that are on here. Good morning to you. So, oh, I better say hi to Latrice. Good morning, Latrice. She's there with Jesse, I'm sure. Maybe she left. I don't know. So today's message all is something I stumbled on, and it's working. It's been working. And so anything that it works, I like to share. And I received a very somebody asked me, I talked about it today on my Facebook or whatever live I had to do on my private page. You guys also have access to my mindset motivational coaching page that I share a lot more behind the scenes. So Grace, if you can make sure you put that link in there too. Let me open up my chat so that way I can make sure everybody's alive. Or Maryland, Atlanta, Matthews, Virginia. You also have my events page, and then you also have my private Facebook page group that you can go to. So I was sharing in that this morning that somebody asked me like, Brock, why are you sharing everything? Like, are you like, don't you think they're gonna like then they're gonna do it? One is no, not really. Because what I'm about to share with you is a lot, and only certain people are going to do it. I also ask that if you can come on video, I always like to see your shining faces, so in that way, I can pick on you. No, not pick on you, but I was just like, it's just like a classroom. I taught school for 12 years, but just because sometimes you make a face. And I'll be like, hold on a second, Latrice. You didn't get that. I could tell you kind of like gave me big eyeballs, and then it'll make me slow down to make sure that I really help you because I want to pour into you. So basically the breakaway was when somebody says, "Why are you sharing all this?" I'm going to give you two answers. One, really, I guess it comes down to selfishness. Let me just share with you why it's selfish. Because if I share with you everything that I do, what is going to in turn is you, if you do it, you will have success. If you will have success in this, you will make more money. Put a five in the chat if you're okay with making more money. Put a five in the chat if you're okay making money. If you're fine with making a little extra money on this, put a five in the chat just so I can see if I'm with, like, because some people aren't motivated by money. Some people are like, Brock, I just want to challenge, or I just want to learn more. But as I could see here, we're all aligned and like we all want to make more money. And what happens when I teach this to you is why it's selfishly is because some of you actually will do it. Okay, there'll be about 10% of you will do what I do. But what happens is it makes me want to work harder too. And why does this selfishly? Because if I'm giving you what I'm doing today to get FSBOs and expireds, I'm getting interaction, people. I did one yesterday for 1.4, no, 1.5 million. And she says, I really love this. I wish we got it sooner. Right now, my husband and I are going to take it a pause, but we'd like to touch base with you again. Why? Is because I created their own personal branding page in 5 minutes and sent it to them in a text message. I'm going to share with you where I get my FSBOs and expireds. I'm going to share with you how to go into Zillow and do the same freaking thing. And so if you're doing the same thing I'm doing, that means I got to raise the bar myself because I'm like, if these guys are doing it, how am I going to step up my game? How am I going to separate and elevate myself? That's how I think all the time. And so if we, the saying, all ties raise all ships, that's what it looks like to me. Like, let's all frickin' be really good at this. And why I say this to you is I'm gonna share with you something online that it's not to scare you, it's just to share with you because I want to be real. All right. I want to be raw and real. If you're okay with that, put a 10 because some of you are going to not like what I'm going to have to say, but you all know I'm just going to be upfront with you. Put a 10 if I can be raw and real with you and what I feel and what I'm seeing and what's going to take place. If you don't follow BAMX and Byron Lazine, if you don't see, um, what's his name? Lance Lance Lambert, if you're not following him, if you're not following Mike Ferry, if you're not following Housing Wire, if you're not following Zillow News, you're going to be left out in the cold. And I'm going to prove it to you right here. I'm going to show you three pictures that I've been following and why I do what I do. Because I think it's important, Nicole, that you all understand what's about to transform in our real estate market because you all want to make more money. You all said it. And some of you are okay with me, yes and yes, of being raw and real, Betty. And this is what's going to take place. Okay. So I'm going to share with you. I open this up. You also got to bear with me a little bit here, D, because I'm trying to do a lot because when you do screen sharing, it gets a little challenging. But this is what I think is going to take place. That's going to be far bigger than this stupid NAR thing that everybody blew out of proportion and really nothing happened. If anything, it's the greatest thing to take place because I get more opportunities with not having to pay buyer agents on my listing appointments all day long. And while we're doing it, while I'm going through it, if you want that script, just type in their buyer script, put it in the chat so that way so somebody remembers me and I'll share with you what I say to people. So here's why I'm nervous. I'm not nervous. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. Okay. This came out. How many of you know Tristan? Okay. This just came out 14 hours ago. I looked at it this morning. I was at EXP. Another thing is, I don't give a rat's ass what firm you're with. I'm just being honest. I don't care what firm. I want you all to grow and become the best agent you possibly can be because honestly, it doesn't matter what firm. It's what rooms you're in, your organization, and who you're around. Okay, that's really all it comes down to. Like there's 32 teams in the NFL. There's only one Super Bowl. They all have stadiums. They all have footballs. They all have coaches. But it's what's in the locker room. It's what's in your team. What makes you win Super Bowls and how you can grow. So in here, you're gonna see one of the things that are taking place is EXP is getting ready to break out with three different marketing portals to syndicate in a private setting. Okay, whether it's homes.com, realtor.com, but they're getting ready to do something. Next, Keller Williams. Keller Williams is getting ready to do something. They already started with Zillow Preview. If you haven't learned and studied Zillow Preview, get ready for that. Next, I can show you what's taking place. Redfin integrates with ChatGPT. Now, some of these sites are a bunch of BS, if you ask me. But for the most sites, when I follow them and you go up the corporate ladder, a lot of them are real. Compass is doing private exclusive listings. It looks like Keller Williams is getting involved. Why is this important, Paul? Is because if you Google, and I did Google this to search it, just so you can see that I don't make this stuff up and I want you to be successful. But if you're not studying this and looking at this, I put in here, what is the future of the MLS for real estate agents? Okay. They're saying, which is going to happen. All right. Major changes. Okay. The future of MLS proposed is going to be a national network. The future of the MLS is Mercury. I'm telling you, all signs are indicating that the MLS will go bye bye. Society is going to go to the homes.com, the zillow.com, the redfin.com. They're going to go to these sites. So I want you to write this question out. This is really, really serious. This is why I started and learn how to use Claude, because you got to understand the perspective behind doing it. Not just like, oh, I'm just doing it because Brock said to do it and looked really cool. No, if that's what you're doing, there's going to be another shiny object in 2 weeks from now that you're going to do. This is why, this is why it's so important. Okay. They're Christian. Yeah, they have a monopoly. It's all money, all. But this is the question you have to prepare yourself. If there's no MLS, if there's no MLS, how are you marketing how are you going to market my property? When you go to the listing table and you're interviewing, and there is no MLS because that ridiculous nonsense that we all have, like I just put it in the MLS. I just put it in the MLS and it syndicates it to everywhere. If that vanishes, what are you going to do? What are you going to do when the MLS goes away? And I'm preparing myself for that now. That is what I'm doing. I'm working on my script. I'm actually a little pissed off at myself because I haven't been doing what I need to do. And for those of you that I coach, I got on Latrice. I said, "Did you do your calls today?" And she knows. I said, "Did you do your for sale by owners?" The for sale by owners are talking. They need help. I've been crushing it on for sale by owners. I've picked up 4 appointments in 6 days. And I'm getting ready to do a little tutorial. I'm actually doing something with videos that I'm doing all my calls in different locations, meaning I'm going to Starbucks, I'm going to different coffee shops. I was at a car dealership. I'm doing it at my house because it doesn't matter where the hell I'm at if you know what to say and if you're willing to execute and if you have a plan. How many of you want more listings? Put a 5 in the chat if you want. Put a me in the chat. And me in the chat if you want more listings. That you literally, because there's more expireds in your neighborhood in your MLS than there were. But see, what's going to happen is, and they've already indicated it, and I haven't figured this part out yet, is that if you don't have an MLS, how are you going to get it out? How are you going? You got a buyer now to go look at property. Heather, I want to go look at some property. What do we all do? We go into our MLS, we put in the search, and we just poof, it pops up. But if that's gone, what are you going to do? If you don't know artificial intelligence, because that's where it's going all, whether you like it or not, and you got to know how the hell to use it to your advantage to get more business. So I figured, how can I get more FSBOs? How can I get more expireds using ChatGPT and Claude? All right, right in the chat here for me. Right in the chat. How many of you are using, right, put it in there. Are you using, you can either put, you can type in chat, Claude, or both. Chat, Claude, or both. Wow, Heather even knew what I was going to say before I even said it. Which one are you using? Chat, both. Paid chat. Of course, Paul wants to put a little extra word in there. Paid chat. Chat, both. Mostly chat and Gemini. Gemini's good. Chat, want to learn Claude, both. Okay. I'm going to tell you this all. What do I want to tell you? I was trying to think of something like don't spend money at Starbucks, but I don't really care what you do with your money, but I do care with your money. Go pay for the paid versions. I got the paid version of Chat and I got the paid version of Claude. Like you got to spend the money because the advanced technology, the expediting of it are so much better. Chat helped me get a $1.6 million contract this week. There you go. Down in Florida. Way to go, Michael. Nice job on that. Guys, you got to understand that these tools, they're not going to create relationships. What they're going to do, they're going to create opportunities. The one that I did yesterday, that was the 1.5, she at least told me, she engaged with me. Why? Is because I gave her something than the other nonsense real estate agents that are just texting and saying, hey, are you looking to sell your house? Hey, can I list your house? Hey, can I get it? Like, you got to bring value. Write that down. Bring value. And then underneath that, how am I going to bring value? Then underneath that is how am I going to separate, elevate myself? Am I learning how to, like, am I getting myself ready? If the MLS disappears, what am I going to do? What does that look like? Yeah, a year of Claude is $68. I actually need to do that. Here I am spending a monthly fee of $20. I need to do that. Now, my relationship with Claude is a working one. There are sometimes I do not like Claude, and Claude and I have a little talk with each other, and Claude has no problem telling me what it thinks too, which that's why I like Claude. Is like it really is non-biased, and it tells you. Like I try to do something on Zillow with Claude, they go. Claude says to me, "I've never once." Put in the same Zillow link as many times as you're asking me to. I think it's time to do something different. And I was like, okay, all right, I will. But it's not working. He goes, and then Claude's like, let's try a different approach. How about this? And I was like, okay, that's a good idea. But that's why you need to look at these things and understand it, that the MLS is going bye-bye at some point, whether we like it or not, or it's going to become national. If it becomes national, guess what? That's just like a Zillow and Homes.com and Redfin. So people are going to go into ChatGPT. Write this down. We are going from a research society to an asking society. A research society to an asking society, meaning they're going into chats, Geminis, and Claudes and saying, where's the best house? Who's the best agent for me to find a 4 bedroom, 2.5 bath? Where is that located? Where is that house? So your stuff needs to be chat, Claude, Gemini friendly. I'm going to share with you how to do that. All right. Put a thumbs up if you're good. Put a thumbs up if you're good so far. If you understand, like, Ella, why this is important, give me a thumbs up on that. Find your emoji. Let me know that we're okay. So that way I can continue to move forward. Because it's so important to understand, like, I'm not doing this because I'm bored and let's try to find another shiny object. It is for us to be able to understand there's a reasoning behind it on what this looks like so you can apply it. And I'm going to walk you through the process. Okay. So I'm going to ask for your patience because I just started this 2 weeks ago. And some of you might ask me some questions. I'm going to just be point blank and vulnerable. Like, I don't know, I have all the answers. I just know right now what I'm doing seems to be working. But here's the thing, if you think this will replace you picking up the phone and talking, it will not. If you think this is the what I'm about to give you is the easy button, it will not. And this is where I will separate many of you on here. And I'm not trying to be mean, but I still have to make my look at Leo even got up. Look at Leo back there. He's just like, wait a minute, what is it? He's like, I'm out of here. You're too mean. These people, these poor people. But you got to understand. So I'm going to give you my full process from start to finish so you can understand exactly what it is that I'm doing so you can implement it in yourself. Now, some of you who I've been coaching for a while, some of you already have these resources. It's about time that you just pony it up and start paying for it yourself and doing it, but you need to do it because I'm going to give you where I get my FSBOs and expires on Arch Agent. So that's the first place we typically will start. So, Jay or Grace, if you could put the Arch Agent link in there. So for those that are like, well, how do I get these FSBOs and expires? You can start there for your free 30 days. Okay. If you've already done it, I'm sorry, that's the only place I'm sponsored. So you're going to have to do your own and you got to pay for it. Okay. I pay for three different areas of the country because we're doing this in three different parts of the country, needless to say. Okay. But this is how I get my business. This is how I get my leads on what I'm doing. All right. Now, if somebody has a question, because I got to do this in 25 minutes because I got to stop at 10:45 to ask you all questions. But if you got something, you got to raise your hand to let me know, put it in the chat. Or if I'm not even paying attention, just be like, just unmute and be like, yo, I need to talk to you. Okay. I don't care. I want to help you. I want you to get more business. All right. So the first thing, where is it that I'm going to do is I do go and I have some of these set up here so that way you can see. So I'm going to go to my share screen with me. So I do go into um, Arch Agent. Now, I've just noticed, hold on. Okay, I have to have my chat screen up so in case somebody says the chat and I could see some of you. If you do raise your hand, you will pop up to the front because I got like 5 different screens open. Okay. Leah, you can buy them from Zillow under buyers FSBOs. Yeah. If you got, hey, and also if you got something that I don't know, like you're not like, I don't know everything. I'm not trying to pretend I know everything. I'm just sharing with you what's been working. And I thought this would be a really good thing to coach you all up on and help you. So, you can set up auto emails so when you list and set up auto emails so when they list. Okay, so yeah, there's some strategies in there that people have that you can use. You can set up links and the people who are giving this information, like Megan Humphreys, reach out to her. Okay, go find her on Instagram. Build a relationship. Could have a referral network going on in here too. Lee is down in Key West. Michael said what he's down in that's why we tell in Naples. This is why I tell you all to like put your information in there because you never know. All right. So I do use Arch Agent and I came in and what I'm doing right now is I'm going in and I'm finding the listings in FSBO specifically that are between anything from 21 days to 60 days. 21 to 60 days. Why? Is because they struggling. They haven't been able to sell their house. Okay. How many of you have heard the saying opposites attract, right, Ramen? Opposites attract. Meaning that if some person in the relationship wanted to list the house on their own, the other person's probably bitching and saying, like, well, how do you know this? You don't know how to do this. Like, how much long? Like, somebody's also nipping in the ear. And what I've learned is that after 21 days, they're not having success. That person who's nipping in the ear's voice gets louder and louder and more consistent. So I take advantage of this between 21 to 60 days. And the question I ask, here's my script, write this down for those of you taking notes, is how much longer are you staying on this plan for? How much longer are you staying on this plan for? Then when they tell then when they tell me their plan, most of the time they say they don't really know. I then will say, who told you that plan? Who created that plan? And guess what they mostly say, Nicole? I did. I went online. My neighbor. They're never saying like, well, I hired a professional and this is the best plan that they created for me. And so I just follow that plan. No, because if you did hire a professional, the professional say, let me list it. So I know that's not the case. Okay. So when we go into here, I go into the into the for sale by owners. And here's the thing. I will call this person. This is what's going to separate the good from the great. Everybody read that book. It's a really good book. This is where it separates the good from the great. Okay. Christian is building an app for real estate. He already built the app, but like there's good apps out there and there's great apps. He's got a really great app for real estate agents on how to market and how to manage your money, your mileage, and your taxes. Christian, put your link in the chat so you could help somebody with their business. But here's the thing, all. When you go into this, you gotta talk to these people, not talk to them. You gotta at least call them. Okay. If you don't get in touch with them, they're going to get a voice message. When you get the voice message, you want to match it with the name. So, like if I was on here and I called this person, let me just go into here. Now, for the time, I'm not going to call the person just because I'm trying to expedite this process. But, like, you'll say text or call Jill today. Well, hell, Jill, you can't make it any harder for me. Like, you're giving me the phone number and you give me the name. So, when I call this number, and if I talk to her, I'm asking her, like, what's your plan? How does this plan work? Who sold you the plan? How long do you want to stay in this plan for? What's been going on with the property? Blah, 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 blah. I love an opportunity to have a conversation with you. Like, I'm doing my normal for sale by owner script. Now, I say to them, do you mind if I at least share with you information that I see that when you get an offer, you can reference it to help negotiate. Okay, this is done on purpose because I need to get them to say yes to me. Okay, let me break this is very, 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 very important because if they say yes, send this to me, that means I can send them other things. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. If they say yes to me, I can send them other things, i.e., this Claude. This is very important because the Claude thing I'm going to show you is going to take about 3 minutes. It's not very hard to do, but you got to understand when to do it. You can't just go online and find everybody's cell phone number and just like blast text them. It's not going to work because you're going to bitch and say like Brock's thing sucks. I never got any because you didn't do it right. It'd be like trying to go fishing and you don't have the right bait or the right tool. It all has to be done specifically to increase your engagement. Okay. So now, when you go into this, let me go back to my screen. So let's just say I had a great conversation with Jill, just like, I'm not too sure, but I really would love that information. You know what, Jill, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you over one of my reports so that way you could see it and that way you can use it as a resource. I greatly appreciate it. And I'll get this over to you shortly. So now I'm going to text this. I'm going to text Jill and I'm going to take this number. And this is what I do. I take this. How many of you use RPR? Is Fran on here? I don't think Fran's on here, but Fran's an RPR specialist. So I'm going to come into my RPR. How many of you use RPR? Type in RPR if you use it. Type in RPR if you use it, just so we can see how many people are using RPR. All right. So I use RPR and it's going to come on up for me. How many of you like to have a $461,000 listing? 461 times 3.5%. Okay, just for numbers purposes, it's over $14,000. Okay. How many of you want $14,000? Here's what we're gonna do to try to get it. All right. So now we're gonna take this and we have this link. So I come into here, create report. Seller template. This is when my high C's right now are going crazy. They can't right fast enough. They're like, "What is he saying? How's he doing it?" That's why I said you can go to my YouTube page. You'll be able to watch the recording. But you go to create report, seller template, and then I hit continue. Once I hit continue, it is going to generate a nice report for me. I take this report, and this is what I used to send to people all the time. But now like I told you, I need to elevate. I need to separate myself from the pack. But this is part of the process. So I come into here, I hit share, and I hit copy dynamic link. And just to give you all warm and fuzzy, I'll come over here to show you what that looks like. And literally, I text this to them. And this is what I used to do. I used to text this to them. I still do. I text this report over to them. And this will make sense when I give you the secret. Well, it's not a secret. When I give you the text message. Okay, so they're building this report. Where's my chats to make sure nobody's asking me questions? Okay, yep, I do. I've delivered reports. I've delivered reports expired. Okay, so this is the report that they're gonna get. All right. So they get this. If you haven't done this, you fill out your profile. Okay. It's already set up for me. It takes me literally less than a minute to do this. Okay. Thank you, Megan, for asking me questions. So I see the chat. So ask away all. Do you keep everything in the seller report or do you add custom pages? I do not. I keep everything as plain and simple because all I'm about is just getting them value and getting them content. So I just fill out all my profile, this information, and then that's it. And then I just send over a seller report. Okay, it's 14 pages, so it looks pretty elaborate. Looks like wow, there's a lot there. Okay, so good question, Megan. So they get this over on on this report. All right. So I keep this open because I'm going to come here. I already got this saved, and now I'm going to come in because I have to, not I have to, but I like to. Nope, that's not what I want. I want to go here. All right, I'm not dumb. I'm not naive to think like nobody's looking at Zillow. Okay, they're all looking at Zillow, whether we like it or not. They're looking at Zillow. So I know that most people look at Zillow. So I come in here and I take it, and I'm going to get the Zillow report. I'm going to get the Zillow report. It verifies it's a for sale by owner on here. All right. And then it's been on the market for 10 days, 42 saves. Here's the property's owners. Here's their number listed by blah, 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 blah. Okay. So I'm just going to, this is where the content is. Okay. So now I have this report and I have Zillow. All right, put a five in the chat if you're with me. Put a five in the chat because I'm about to now go to Claude. Okay, you got to have this information first before you can go to Claude because my prompt I'm about to share with you needs this information. Now, I've been doing this for 2 weeks and I typically can get this done in about 5 minutes. All right, but it takes practice. Just like me trying to multitask with screens and chats, it just takes time. All right. So, Betty, what I do is I take this information. Let me go back to my share screen so Jake doesn't get mad at me. So let me go back to share screen. All right. So I take this link and I take this, not this link. I take my RPR link and now we're going to go to Claude. All right. So I am going to go into Claude and I'm going to share with you what I do. Um, how do I want to do this? I'm just going to do it this way. So here's the prompt. All right, Jay or Grace, go into put the prompt in the chat because somebody's going to ask me for it. I want to make sure that you have it. Have you integrated Claude with RPR yet? I have not integrated Claude with RPR yet. And that is something that Louis, look at Louis. Louis always teaches me something. He's the guy, he's the guru that taught me wholesale innovation. So shout out to Louis on that. He's like the godfather to me on that. Why Claude versus chat? Because Claude is way better at this. Okay, that's why I was trying to tell you what's the difference, who's using chat and who's using Claude. Claude is light years better than chat is done. As Heather says, it just gets shit done. Okay, so Heather's version of it just gets shit done. All right. I was late. I'm like, oh, you're good, Tanya. So this prompt that you see here. Okay, this is my prompt. If you go look at the chat, everybody go look at the chat. All right. Now I've messed with this on several different occasions. This one seems to work best for what I'm doing, and I'm going to add a little some things on here. Okay, in the chat you can see here it says create a website landing page for this. Go and copy paste this all right now. Copy paste this on your computer screen and go open up a Google Doc. This is what I do. Go to Google Doc and just paste it there so you have it. Okay, so you're not writing it down. Just copy paste it, put it in your Google Doc. All right, so you're going to create a website landing page for this listing at created a website landing page for this. I guess I is redundant on that, but just bear with me. But here's the Zillow. All right. And use also the attachment. I really would like to use SEO attractive for buyers so I can attract some leads of people reaching out to me. And use the RPR site. All right. Was the old prompt I used, but this prompt still works. So if it doesn't make sense, you can clean it up yourself. Okay. This is not an English class right now. It's a prompt class. All right. So you're going to put both of the links in here. I also let me also lean into this because some of you are advanced. I know you are. We got an advanced group here. They're really smart people in this room, Michael. I love it. Okay. You can do this for expireds too. Okay. So I'm using FSBOs, but you can use this expireds. Okay. Latrice, yes or yes? Yes or yes, Belinda, that you can get the old MLS report unexpired. Can you go into your MLS? I know we said MLS, but MLS is still here. You can go get your old MLS report. And I would do this for an expired, and I put this and I will attach it into my Claude. So there's three things: the Zillow link, the Claude link, and the old MLS report if it's an expired. Put an asterisk if expired, because somebody's gonna be like, I can't find the MLS, Brock, because it's a FSBO. It's not in there yet. All right. So you're going to take this and because you want to give Claude as much information as you can because you all came here. Where is it? Oh no. Did I just delete it by accident? I might have. I'll get it back though. All right. Because you all came here because you all wanted to see this is what you want to do. Hold on, let me pull this up. I told you I asked for patience, so you all said you were going to give me patience. Okay, so sometimes it just takes a little bit. Where is it? Come on. Now, of course, now I can't find it. Just give me a second. Because I'm gonna show this to you because it's important. Because you all came here because you have to set this up correctly. Because when I posted this online, you all like this website. This prompt will generate this website for you if you do it correctly. Okay? Now, this is the expired I was telling you about on the prompt that got you all here because you're like, let me just see what this let's see what this bimbo really has. Like, is he real serious over here? Okay, so this is what it is. Now, in Claude, when you put this in, you got to use this prompt in order for you to get the website that you want to do. All right, so in this case here. This was you also I took a floor plan because this was an old expired that I did here on this one. Um, this was the I'm sharing with you like this literally I don't make this stuff up all. This is the one that I did. Um, this was the one that I did that was the $1.4 million property I created. But let's go to the one SEO optimize. No, that's not the right one. Let's see. Here it is. Well, this was another one of my listings that I did. So you could do your listings all. You can create your own listings. If you got old listings, they're stagnant, do this for every single listing. Okay? But what you're going to build out is you are going to take this and put it in that prompt. Okay? You're going to use this in your prompt into Claude. All right? You're going to put this in here. Create a website landing page for this property. Here's the Zillow. Use also the attachment. I would really love to make this SEO attractive for the buyer so I can attract some leads of people reaching out to me. Use also the RPR. See the attachment. I really would make this SEO attractive for buyers so I can attract some leads. Like, yeah, I keep telling this, like making sure Claude really knows what I want. Okay. Now, it will say, now I have everything I need. Let me build this landing page. And it will start to cultivate everything that I need on here. Now, it will also, you got to do that. This is important. Okay. Go to Claude.ai. You got to put in your information. You got to put in, if you have a website, be like, hey, Claude, here's more information about me. Here's where you can find me. Here's a picture of me. You want to input and you want to tell Claude who you are. Claude is your friend. Claude is your assistant. You got to put this information in here, Sarah, so that way it's going to know what to do. It's going to have it all spit out for you. Because why can it do it in 5 minutes? Because it knows all my information. It started with that. Okay. Do you host these websites where on Claude? Michael, yes, very good question, Michael. I'm going to get to you on that. How does it look compared to this one? I don't know. I just made it listing active on Lofty, created a landing page for the property. I made it listing active in Lofty, created a landing. Lofty, your CRMs could do it. I just like what Claude does. To me, I just like its look. It looks clean. It looks sharp. I'm sure there's some other things on here that you know you can go to. But to me, I really like what it does on here. Okay. So I'm gonna go back over to here. Sorry, I have to go back and forth on chats so I can see. Okay. It will tell me what it is that I want, blah blah blah, and it'll give me everything that I need. All right. Oh, here's because once you get things going now, I just go into here and just say, could you create for me another one with a different address? So I keep the same chat open and I say, could you please create for me another one? Why? Is because I want to do this faster even now. I don't have to do the whole thing. I want it faster. Like I just want to give you addresses and Zillow accounts and RPR links, not accounts, links. Okay. And so it takes it, gets the information. This is the one I just did. Now, here's I need to I'm not going to run out of time because but this is very, very important because this was a sticking point for me. And Michael, this is your question. So you really want to lean into this. Okay. What you have to do is the Claude will give it to you. What is Claude known for? Well, I'm going to give you the answer for coding. So they're really known for coding. Christian taught this to me, but it's true. They're very known for coding. So what they're going to do is they're going to give it to you in HTML code. Okay. At first I was like, oh damn, this is way ahead of me. I don't know how to do it. So then I just said, could you please break it down for me as a fifth grader? And it said, sure, not a problem. This is what you do. Okay. So I'm going to go back to the share screen. So when you see this all, don't worry. It's going to be okay. So you come in here and it will say to you, download. So what I do is I download what this HTML code is. I don't understand the code. I'm not trying to work on the code. I don't know anything about the code except it seems like I need it, which you do need it. All right. Once you do this for the first time, it will tell you, it will give you some specifics on where you could do this because Michael asked, where do you now, because HTML code is, I need to get this out to a link. So what I do is the link that I use is here. It's called, you can see my screen. It's called Netlify. Netlify.com. You're going to have to get it. It's Netlify drop. All right. Drag and drop. Drag a folder, projects, or HTML. What I tell you, what is Claude going to give you? HTML. And then you're going to take this and you're going to browse to upload. Now, what I've learned when I click on browse to upload for me is it puts it in these type of folders. Now, some of you on here are more gifted in the technology world than me. I am not. So what I've learned is that I didn't know how to do this. So what I have to do on my computer is I actually have to open up because when I hit on this, the folders are too big and I don't know how to do it. So I just come in and I open up the folder that I'm used to. So whatever it is for you. So I go into downloads, and now what happens, it's already set up for me. So you could see it over here. So I have two screens. So what I do is I would take this and I just do what it says, drag it over to here. All right. Now, because I'll do it again for you all. And so what I do is once it hits, I hit rename and deploy. I hit rename and deploy, and now it's working. Okay. And it's going to come into here. And this is the actual link, Michael, because you're the one that asked me this question. That's the actual link. But guess what I want to do? I want to create this as SEO friendly. So that way when people and I tell them, I said, hey, here's a landing page for you. Feel free to click on it or just put in your address. Okay, that's done all on purpose. So going back to the screen so you can see this, you're going to come in here and you're going to hit quick setup. Doo-doo-doo. And now I can type in the address. In the case that we have here, I don't know. I'm just going to use, no, I better do it the right way. Where is the address that I used? All right, 1560 Catham. Okay, it doesn't really matter because I've already have it set up, but I'm going to do 5060 Catham, Concord, North Carolina. Okay, y'all see, y'all with me. This is important. And then I hit update project name. And once this comes in, I hit finish later. And now what do you see here, Michael? What do you see here, Heather? Okay, there it is, the link that I have. And I can click on it to prove it to you. And there's my website. Put a 5 in the chat. That's pretty exciting because I don't know about you all, but I was freaking like, I was excited when I saw this all finally come into fruition. I'm like, wow, I really did it. So then I got to the next phase and I was just like, okay, now what am I going to do with it? And so what I do is just like I did on the Facebook page with y'all. I'm going to go back to my share so you can see because literally this is my text message. All right. It says for me here. All right. What I want to do is here's the text. Can y'all see this? You see it highlighted? It says, here's a quick website we built on your house already. Okay, this is done on purpose. There's a word I used on here called we, making me sound like there's a whole team of people working for you. That's important. We for you. We use AI to help attract buyers all across the country. Did I not put in there SEO stuff to attract buyers? Yes or yes, that I put that in the AI prompt, right? Just wanted to share what we do and the SEO behind it. That is all done on purpose because most people don't know what SEO is. Would you do this as a farming tool? You have to have the reason why you gotta be careful as a farming tool is you can waste your time if you don't have the right phone number. Like this is me verifying the phone number. That's why I talk to them. Okay. If I get their answering machine and their answering machine name or their voicemail name matches what I have on the title or the Zillow or whatever it is, then I will send it to them. If it's like the one that it was the 1.4 million, I really wanted that one. Why? Is because Justine Derby pissed me off because she has the luxury status. And I was like, well, I want the luxury status too. Not because I really want the luxury status. I just want to beat her. So I've been focusing on that $1 million people. So if the name matches, then I will send it to them. I'm just throwing shit at the wall all to see what sticks in some categories of this, just to be honest with you. Okay. All right, my question as well. All right, does your CRM capture the lead information from this landing page? All right, let me make sure I understand that. Does the see now? Good question. Okay, so if I was to do that, I think Megan asked this question right here. If I was to do that, the only like this landing page is only going to this person. Okay. So I'm not capturing anything because I already have their information. All right. What I'm trying to do is what? What am I trying to do with this? I hope you all don't mind. I'm 6 minutes over, but just bear with me. What am I really trying to do? Get the listing, show your value, gain trust in conversations, get the business. Trying to show your worth. Look at you all. I love your dog. Thank you. Get the appointment. You make throwing shit at the wall look good. Thank you. I'm just trying to get them to engage and to see my value. How many of you are tired of being ghosted? How many of you are tired that they won't respond back to me? Because you're not giving them enough value to respond back. You're not giving them enough stuff to be like, damn, this is really good. Honey, did you see this? This crazy guy just sent me this link here. He's already got a website built for me. Whether they like it or not, or whether they want to use me or not, I have people now responding to me. What is the biggest pet peeve I have besides slow people driving in the fast lane? Is people not like leaving voice messages all the time. I hate it. I can't talk to anybody. I've calculated it out. I've talked to close to 1,000 people this week to be able to get my 4 appointments. And I don't say this to impress people. But I said to Wendy the other night while we were at dinner, I said, this is going to sound very arrogant, but I don't really care because it's just at the dinner table. And I'll say it to you now because I don't really care. And you guys take it for what it's worth. If I talk to you, I will get the appointment. That's how good I've gotten on the skills of being able to talk to people because I've talked to 5 people and I've gotten 4 appointments. And it's just because I'm really, really good. But I can't talk, like, I'm pissed because I can't talk to more people. If I could talk to you, I can get an appointment. So what is my problem? What is my problem? My problem is I'm not talking to enough people. So I figured out that if I send this listing, this website over to them with a catch, a CTA, a curiosity, something of value, they're responding back to me, which increases my chances to get more appointments. Yes or yes. That is really what your goal is, all. It's to not to leave voice messages. This data gets you through the door. Amen to you. That's what it does. It gets me to have another conversation with them saying like, hey, I got your message. Yes, I'd like to talk to you more. The one that I picked up at the car dealership, I got the appointment and they just texted me while I was at my daughter's soccer game. I got the listing. It's $1 million at a 3% commission. It's $30,000 while I was at a car dealership, which then got me to like my whole new thing that I'm doing is I'm going to go to different places to do this. So be like, oh, I got $30,000 at Starbucks. I got $30,000 over here. I got $12,000 while I was at the library. Because it doesn't matter if you have the skill set, you can do this anywhere. Deals on wheels. Ooh, that could be the podcast right there. Deals on wheels. Way to go. See, you got to leave the millennials. They're so much better at that stuff than I am. All right. So now what you're going to do is once you have the link, you're going to send over the RPR report and you're going to send over the website link. Now, this is very important. You do not put both links in the same text. Okay? Do not put both links in the same text. Why is that? Michael's looking at his eyebrows. That's why I like you on video because I can see people's eyebrows. Be like, why is that, Brock? The reason is because when you double text, most people have their notifications on. Why? Is because they like to be distracted and they like to feel important. Like, oh my gosh, I got a ding. I got another ding. Who is it? See, double dings will make people look. Single dings would just be like, I don't know, it's somebody, I'll get to it again. Oh, they ding me again. I better go look at it. Guys, this is all like science mess like in the head. It's just a strategy. That's all it is. This is what I used to do when I coached football. I coached defense. I would make the line move back and forth and the linebackers move all around. Why? Because the offensive line in high school couldn't like, I don't know, they're all over the place, coach. It's all done on purpose. Now it's fun to me. It's just like I could do a double ding. And here's the other thing. People are lazy, they don't like to read, but what do they like to look at? Pictures. When you put the link in, the picture will show up of the link. Yes or yes. How many of you seen the picture of the link pop up on your phone? And they'll see my RPR report. Like, oh, this looks like a report. That's my house. Right? It's like double tap calling. Yes. Then the next thing is when they see the link, just like it was on Facebook, right? You all saw this. This was done on purpose to get your attention, all. That's all it was to get your attention on here. Is you saw this and it made you at least click on it. And how many of you clicked on it? Be honest with yourself. Put a 5 in the chat. You clicked on it and you're like, I want to take a look to see what the hell he's doing. It's all done on purpose to get you to click. It's clickbait. And I've learned how to do it at a high level to get you to click on and be like, well, that's really cool. I really like that. Let me engage. Let me figure it out. So you put two different links because that picture will then show up. Because if you put two links in the same text message, the text message doesn't know which one to pick. And it typically won't pick anything and it'll just leave links. And when you see links, how many of you think it's spam now? Right? And you're like, well, I'm not clicking that shit. It's freaking spam. I know it's spam. I'm not doing it. Right? Ramon's laughing because he knows. He's like, yeah, that's so true. That's right. I don't do it. I don't tell this all to BS you. I tell you there's a purpose and a reason for everything I do. So that way I can get my best chances for them to see what my value is, what I'm different, how I'm providing something to them. So that way they will call me, text me back. And most of the time they'll text me back. I had somebody the other day text me back and they said, this seems really good, but how much business have you done? What's your sales like? Blah, blah, blah. Ask me like, oh, once again, high C immediately. Text back. These are really good questions. When can I call you to talk about them? Because what do I want to do? Talk to them. I don't want to text them. Nobody's going to marry me texting. Nobody. But I surely can get married on a phone call or set up another date. Right? Okay, the link URL will show a picture in the text. They open it and say, there's their house. Yeah, that's exactly, they're like, that's my house. See, it's relatable. That's why when Louis was asking about the farming, the farming's like you'd have to do it individually. But if you're doing like, if you know it's the person in like the $1 million one, like find out a zone that you want. Find out a subdivision or a neighborhood that you really want to zone in on. Mine's $1 million plus. Mine's 1 to 2 million. And that's what I'm leaning into. So then that way, I'm really putting a lot of my attention. So if I do, well, not if I do, when I do 1 million a month on this, that's an easy 12 million. I'm like, okay, so there's my 12 million in that category. And then my other 15 are going to be between 500 and 1 million. So if you calculate the numbers up, you can get over $20 million very quickly by having a strategy and a plan. Okay. Now, um, my last thing, damn, it's already this time. My last thing, and then I promise I'll let you all go. And then if you guys like more, we could do a part two. All right, my last thing that I do is when they say yes, they want, I do go back to ChatGPT. I do go, you couldn't stay in Claude. Somebody's going to say, why don't you go in Claude? There's certain things I like with chat and certain things I like with Claude. What I do is then I would take this link that I have here. I would take this link. I would take the website link that I have here. All right. And what I do on that's done on purpose over here, like all this stuff here, what I do on the prompt, this is bonus and I don't have time for it. But here, as I say, Please take these websites, create SEO content, and this is important, and migration cities, towns, the top 5 that are moving into my area, relocating here. And please create for me a report to send to my lender. I mean, to send to my potential seller. It will then draft a report that I shared with you all at some point, or I'll share it to you again at whatever, whenever. I can't do it now. That's not it. And if you want part 2, this is what part 2 will look like. I created a universal listing agent prompt for an expert for a copyright for me to be able to, and you can see here, you can all see my screen. Like this is the entire prompt. Okay. So I built this prompt to be able to create reports now that they get before I go to my appointment to increase my value that I already know where people are moving to. I already know uhaul.com, Redfin. So if you want all part 2, put 2 in the chat and I'll create something for you all that we can do this on our next Power Players. So you can now take these prompts for it because this is what get you in the door. Now, when you're in the door, what the hell are you going to say? Okay. Did you get something out of today? Put a 5 in the chat if you got something out of today. Put a 5 in the chat if you got something out of today. Put a 5 in the chat if you got something, you learned something today, you're able to grow in some capacity in some way, somehow that you're able to now take this and grow. And when you do grow, I want you to do me a favor. Okay, once all the 5s are done, and I'm so thankful and appreciative because this is what I love to do. This is what I love to do the best is to pour into people. Okay. I'm going to put my contact information. I'm going to give you my personal cell phone number. Most of you have it, but for those that don't have it, that is my cell number in the chat. I want you to tell me your wins. I want you to text me like, hey, I did it, Brock, and I got a win. I want you to text, put your name because some of you I'm not going to know because I don't have everybody's phone number, but I want you to put your wins in there. I want you to really tell me what you did and you applied it because I know that 10% of you are going to do it. So I'd like to see that more than 10% did it. I really love to see that. I love to see you all win at this. If you really want to win even more and you're like, I don't want to wait 2 weeks, Brock, to do part 2. I'm doing this in my group coaching at a much higher level. Okay. We're getting more and more involved on it. If you want to be part of my group coaching, Grace, put that in the link there so that way people could take a look at the group coaching. It's much cheaper than it is normal coaching, but group coaching in there, it's $97. It is something that I created to make it very simple and reasonable for you. There's the group coaching. We dive deeper into it. I'm more intimate with y'all to be able to ask questions. Obviously, it's not one-on-one coaching, but it's a group coaching and it's more financially feasible. If you're interested, several of you are on here already with it. Several of you have been part of my one-on-one coaching, whatever it is. But I want you to be able to like let's freaking dominate. My goal is 15 listings between March 15th and April 15th. Okay? I got 2 of them already locked in. I'm waiting for the other one to come through. If I get 3 a week, I'll get to my 15. But how many of you want to start growing and stop playing freaking small? Get pissed. That's what I did. I just got pissed. I was like, that's it. I'm done. This is what I'm going to do. All right. Guys, I appreciate this. Has anybody got a question or anything that they want to ask me before we go? I'm way over. So, like, hell, who cares at this point? Has anybody got a question? Paul.
Yeah, other than sending that link to the potential seller, you use it for anything else?
Do I use it for anything else? You kind of were breaking up. Right now, I am just using it for, to be honest with y'all, attraction for coaching clients for you all, like you guys being part of me. Like we had, now I just was told we had 56 people sign up, 40 some of you were on here. So one is just to increase what I do and my value of me as a coach. Second thing is just for me to get more FSBOs and expireds. I haven't taken it to the next step of what else I'm going to do with it at this point, to be full honest with you. I just learned how to do it 2 weeks ago. Sherry.
I just have a quick question. By the way, this was fantastic. Just so many different, when you're ready to run around the room with this was great, Brock. But I wanted to ask you, when you went back to Chat GPT and you said you gave it the two links, you gave it the RPR link and the Zillow link to create
You
your
can give it as
SEO.
many links as you want. You can do the RPR link. You can use your website link. You can use your, because what you want to do is you want to create that SEO, that information, and what's going to happen. Really what you put with it, which is getting ahead of it. But that was the whole thing with the part two and the group coaching is you take that and that becomes your MLS remarks because that's what Google searches, that's what ChatGPT searches. So I use that for my MLS remarks. I use it for my posting, meaning on social media platforms. You will then embed it into these websites so that way you can use it there. We're also getting ready to generate that into a YouTube video. How many of you do videos of your listings? You will take the SEO content and then you put it in the YouTube descriptions.
Oh, that'll be exciting to learn in part two. This was great, Brock. Thank you.
You're welcome, Sherry.
One quick question. I know we're over
Yes,
time.
Heather.
What version of Claude are you using when you do this?
I don't know. I paid $20 a month. Pro plan.
Yeah.
The pro plan.
Yeah, so like down when you like type your message here, it tells you which version to use. There's like GPT 4.0, GPT
Oh
5.
yeah. Yeah, so right now it's on Sonnet 4.6 extended thinking.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep. Phew. I was nervous on that one. I'm like, I don't know about that one, but I found the answer. Sonnet. I did look at that. Everything I do is always on thinking version or extended. I'm like, I'm not in a rush for the answer. Like, because if I did it on my own, it'd take me days. So if I gotta wait an extra like 3 minutes, I'm fine with it. Like, I'm like, okay, I'll wait here. Like, I'm fine. Anybody else have any questions? Now's your time. I got 7 minutes. Anybody else got anything? All right, all. Well, you know what to do. It's all laid out for you. Grace, put their YouTube channel in so that way they can subscribe to it. They can watch the recording. We'll put our show notes. We'll transcribe it. We'll get AI to transcribe it. We'll put it in there for you. If I can help you in any single way, whether it's in group coaching, maybe you just want to have a conversation. Maybe you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. Maybe you're looking for a different environment. I don't know. Whatever it might be. I'm here to help you in some capacity, in some way. We do a lot of referrals as well all across the country. So if we can help you. Also, oh, thank you. Study hall. I'm doing an in-person study hall for those of you that are around Charlotte. Come on out Tuesday from 7 to 8:30. Yes, there's food and yes, there's drinks. So come on out. We have right now 38 people signed up. You know how real estate agents are. They're at the very end. So my goal is about have 50, 55 people at the event. It'll be a really good opportunity for all of us to engage, talk to each other. It's not like coaching either. It's just like really networking and having conversations and pouring into everybody. We got attorneys, lenders, roofing companies, sign people. Needless to say, I'll be there so you can pick my brain more deeper in this type of stuff. So there's the link on the tiny URL study hall. There's my cell phone number again. I appreciate you all. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 8:15 on the Mindset Show. You can also look me up on Where's Brock on my bz3coaching.com. Till then, I'll see you guys in 2 weeks or hopefully sooner. God bless you. See ya.